Let's take a couple of moments and we'll check out the HD radio tuner built into Pioneer's FH-X830BHS. So to get to the HD radio tuner, we're just going to touch the source key till we see HD radio. And here you can see we're on the HD radio source. Now the system gives me 18 radio station presets on FM to work with and 6 on AM. So right now I'm on FM band number 1 and I have 6 radio stations. If I touch the band button, I switch to FM 2. That gives me 6 more radio station presets. Touch band one more time, I go to FM 3 for 6 more, a total of 18 radio station presets on FM. Touch band one more time and I'll switch over to AM and I get 6 radio station presets on AM. And I'll touch band one more time to come back to my original FM number 1 and my 6 radio station presets. To create a radio station preset, I'll need to tune in a channel first. So there's a couple of ways that I can do that. I can touch the arrow up or down key here, and that will go to the next available radio frequency. Or I can press and hold the arrow key for a moment and seek to the next available radio station. Once I've found a station, all I have to do is press and hold a radio station preset button for a moment to create a radio station preset. So I'll press and hold number 1 here for a couple of seconds. When it stops flashing on the screen, we've created 99.7 as radio station preset number 1 on FM band number 1. And we can change the information that's displayed on the screen by touching the display button here. Now let's take a look at the HD radio broadcast. Here you can see I'm on FM band number 1 and the frequency I have tuned in is 96.9 and I'm on the digital 1 or the HD broadcast number 1 channel. Now 96.9 here has multiple channels in its digital broadcast. If I touch the arrow up button here, you'll see I'll go to digital channel number 2, but we've kept the same radio station there, 96.9. Touch it again, we get digital number 3. Touch it again, and we'll get digital number 4. Now, I can go back down through those. I can go back to 3, back to 2, and back to 1 if I want. But if I go outside of 96.9, I sort of start over. So watch, we'll go up to digital 3, digital 4. Now, when I hit the button one more time, we're going to change from 96.9 to 97.1. Now, when I hit the arrow back down, I go to 96.9, but I'm going to go back down to the digital 1 broadcast. Any one of these can be created as a radio station preset. If I want D2 as the 96.9 D2 as a preset, just press and hold. For example, button number 3 could be any of the presets, and that'll lock that one in as a radio station preset for me. Now let's take a moment and we'll check out the function menu on the HD radio tuner. So we'll press in on the volume control here, and we want to roll along until we find the function menu. Here's function, and we'll press enter. First thing we see here is BSM, or Best Stations Memory, and we are on FM band number 1. Now if I press in on the volume control, Super Tuner will scan through the entire FM spectrum and lock into the radio station presets, the 6 strongest signals that you're receiving right now. And that now when I look through my radio station presets on FM band number 1, should have 6 strong radio signals that are local. This is great for a road trip. When the radio stations start to become weak, use that BSM function to find some new radio stations to listen to. Let's go back into the function menu. Press enter and we'll roll from BSM over to our local settings. Right now local is switched off, but if I press in on the volume control, I can switch local to level number 1, 2, 3, or 4. Touch it one more time and local is again switched off. Local is a filter to filter out weaker radio stations. So right now with local switched off, when I touch the arrow up key, press and hold to seek to the next available radio station, Super Tuner will stop on every noise on the dial, even the very weakest signals, and attempt to tune them in. Now if I want to start to filter out some of those weak signals, switch on to local level number 1, and some of those very weak signals will be filtered out and skipped past automatically. If I go up to level 2, 3, or 4, now only the very strongest signals on the dial will stop when I use that seek function, and I should get a very strong signal. So for right now, we're going to switch local off, and we'll roll over to the next setting. which is our HD Seek mode. Right now, HD Seek is switched off. If we want to, we can switch it on. And now when I use the Seek function here, press and hold the arrow key, we will only find HD signals or digital broadcast signals. If I want to find all signals, analog and HD signals, keep the HD Seek switched off. Let's roll over to the next setting, which is our blend function, and here we can choose to switch the blend function on or off. Right now we'll keep it switched on, and the blend function will automatically blend between the analog and the digital signal. And occasionally you will hear this. It will sound like your radio repeats itself, just like that, and that is the blend function matching up the analog and the digital signal. If you continuously hear the radio repeating itself, you can go in here and switch the blend function off, and this will typically happen in a weak broadcast area for the digital broadcast. So if the digital broadcast is weak but strong enough to receive occasionally, you'll hear that repeating going on. If you don't want to hear it, switch the blend function off. We'll roll over to the next setting, which is our emergency alert function. Right now, emergency alert is switched on. We can also choose to switch it off. With the emergency alert function switched on, when there is an emergency broadcast from any of the radio stations in the area, the FH-X830BHS here will automatically switch from any source to the HD radio so that you hear that emergency broadcast. If you don't want to hear those emergency broadcasts, you can choose to switch this function off. We'll roll over to the next setting here, and we're back around to BSM, so we'll hit the band button to escape. Now if I touch my magnifying glass button here, I can go through my radio station preset list here, or I can check my emergency alert history. When you're done looking at those things, you can touch the band button to escape.